If your marketing department is not practicing growth enablement when it comes to production of videos, then your competition is going to have you for breakfast. Let's talk about that. Hello, my name is Bill Arnold. I'm president of Prevail Marketing. And every single day, rain or shine, cold or dry, cold or warm, I guess, we give you a video to help you grow your business through better sales and marketing. And we really like to drill down on subjects. We don't just like to give a superficial, here's a great idea. We like to get down, give you the topic, and then digest it in pieces, in parts, to make sure we give a more in-depth analysis that's based upon our decades and decades of experience and successes in growing companies. And we're doing that for video marketing. In the first video marketing we did, we talked about why you need to video marketing, why it was so important. We'll talk about the ROI, talk to all the benefits. If you haven't seen that video, go to prevailmarketing.com, look through the section marketing videos, section marketing what videos you need to create, why you need to create videos. It's in our directory, and watch them. We did two already. And the second one we did was all about what were the top videos you need to create. Once we've got your attention and said, okay, I need to create videos, which ones you needed to create. And most of the ones we talked about yesterday, we're talking about the acquisition side. Things that your marketing and sales teams need to do to acquire clients. And that's extremely important, obviously. You can't grow a business unless you acquire clients. But maybe because I was a chief growth officer for several companies, and maybe I was over sales and customer support, I have a different appreciation. I don't know. But I'm a firm believer that client retention is every bit as important, and every bit as part of what marketing departments need to do in order to help you grow your business. If you don't have client retention, you're never going to get where you need to go. And again, I've got 5 or 6 videos on client retention. Go to the website, you will find those as well. But let's talk about the videos you need to create for other departments, not for acquisition, but for retention. And there's 3 we're going to talk about today. The 80% rule, the 80% video, which is done for sales departments, okay? We're all going to talk about, and that's kind of for acquisition, I guess, onboarding videos for your operations department, the stuff that you need to create for them in order to make sure that that initial engagement that your client has goes smoothly and is productive and will resonate with them. And finally, we're going to talk about a third video that we think is I call it the frequency asked questions video. You've seen FAQs on your website. You've seen written little paragraphs. We take this to video format. We're going to talk about that because it's powerful, it works, and it helps with client retention. So with that in mind, hey, let's get started. If you talk to any sales professional, any sales team, I should say, they will tell you that they are constantly and continuously asked the same questions. Top to bottom, they're asked the same questions week in and week out. And oftentimes, believe it or not, the answers that each individual gives is slightly different. And those differences can be profound. It can make the difference between someone deciding they want to do business with you and someone shying away because they didn't quite resonate with them. This is where the 80% video comes in. These are the 80% of the questions that they're always asked. The stuff that day in, day out, week in, week out, sales is asked. And so it really does a lot of things. There's a lot of benefits for creating a video. One is consistency in the answers. You're going to find that you have a video that you can share that says, hey, I've got a question. Hey, I can give you an answer, but and I always recommend they give answers. But by the way, I'm going to send you a video. It's addressed in there. I think it's going to be maybe better. They may say it better because it's more thought out, the response. So why don't you go watch that as well? Your client will appreciate it. Your prospects will appreciate it. But it's going to shorten that sales cycle because people will be ready to understand at the very beginning, are you for me? Are your business going to help me? How is it going to help me? What are the benefits deriving to me? It's going to increase, I can speak today, I promise you, conversion rates, okay? It's going to increase conversion rates, okay? Because what you're going to find is that a well-crafted video addresses all the common issues, all the common concerns, and so when people are ready they're going to help self-educate. And we're going to point out later on why self-education is so darn powerful. Because you come to the truth, the realism yourself, and that makes it far more real. So it's also going to improve ROI. Why is it going to improve ROI? Because as a salesperson, I don't have to waste my time on people who will never, ever, and can never do business with us. We're not the right fit for them. And how much time do you spend as a salesperson answering questions where you could be more productive over here, helping someone who actually has an interest, actually is a possibility, actually can do business with you, but instead you're grinding out day in, day out, answering the same questions to a group of people who are never, ever going to be able to do business with you. So just by that alone, and by the fact you're going to have quicker sales, your ROI is going to improve. Now, as with all things in marketing, There are best practices, and you can do it right or you can do it wrong, and the difference will be, does it work for you? I've seen many people create a 80% video, and honestly, they didn't follow the best practices, and so they're surprised. Well, why didn't it work? Why didn't it help me? What happened? Why did I do it wrong? Let's talk about some of the best practices. Segmentation. Again, every single prospective buyer that comes to your site is going to be a particular buyer persona at different stages of the buyer's journey. So you're going to want to have 80% rules, 80% videos that apply to each buyer persona at different stages of that buyer's journey. It's important because it has to be relevant to them. They have to understand that this is why I might go there. If I'm at the top of the funnel, my questions are going to be far different than at the consideration stage or near the bottom of the funnel stage. So you have to create videos that are designed for that. And place them not only on your website, but in nurturing campaigns for emails that sent out, and even in social media platforms. They all are really great places to communicate this information. One of the key mistakes that many marketing departments make is they think they know better. We will craft the messaging that sales needs to use in answering these questions. Guys, you're not salespeople. And while you may understand the buyer personas and you may understand messaging from a marketing standpoint, there's a different language, a different cadence, a different way you have to engage when you're a salesperson. So, the sales department must have ownership of these videos. They must decide what questions will be asked and what answers will be given. Now, obviously, there's going to be a consensus with all the salespeople because you want to have a consensus, but they will frame the answers. Has to be personalized. That means that sales has to be the face of these videos, not marketing department, not senior management, but salespeople. The rank and file people. Everyone should have a crack at answering particular questions, particular segments. And so here's what happens. If I have watched a video, I've self-educated, and I now go to want to talk to a salesperson, and I recognize that person. Hey, I recognize you in that video. I've already got a connection. I already feel a relationship with that person, even though we've never actually met face-to-face or by video. It helps that connection. So make sure you personalize the videos, and obviously it should be a conversational, friendly tone. Try to stuff like this. Yes, you can have that. I try to do this in these videos, conversational, friendly. Do I pull it off? You tell me. We'll see. Keep it short, and I mean really short. Answers to every question is about 30 seconds or less. You don't want to go into a long diatribe like I do in these videos. It's not necessary. You want to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Our average video, our average 80% video has a number of questions, has maybe 5, 6, 7 questions in there, and the average length is 2 minutes in duration total. Now I have multiple 80% videos because again I have one for each buyer persona, each stage of that buyer's journey. And the way we do the curation, the contextualization of the websites, contextualization of marketing, you only see the one that applies to them. We'll talk about that in another video. Next video, we're going to talk about the onboarding video. Because first impressions matter. You've gone through this process, the customer's gone through this process of learning, educating, and talking to probably only the sales team. And now they're ready to get their first real taste of who you are. Now, I always say that you need to have an in-person handoff from sales. It can't be a video. But I also know what happens. Most of the time, you're going to record the video, the onboarding session. You're going to send it to the customer, and they're eventually or very quickly going to put it in their trash bin. They know what was said. They don't need to say it, but a month down the road, 2 months down the road, or even 3 weeks down the road, they're going to say, what was supposed to happen? I don't have that video anymore. And you're probably not going to have access to the video because you moved on as well. And so now what do? You want to still have, they want to be able to check. They don't want to actually make it blow things up, but were they going to do that? What was the time frame when they said they're going to do that? I don't remember. You want to make sure it's easy for them. So what you do is you record a generic onboarding video that talks about how you operate in the real world, what your deliverables are going to be, what the time frame that's going to be. So they can honestly go there whenever they want, go to your website and say, oh, this is what was supposed to happen. Oh, this is who I was supposed to contact. Oh, this is when it's going to happen. Those are key points that you have to have a video to make it easier. Remove friction from them. Remove the aggravation and the concerns. Now, how important are onboarding videos? I'm just going to read you 3 or 4 statistics. I'm going to actually read them so I get them right. 90% of people think that video is an effective tool to welcome and educate new customers. 97% of new customers prefer to be welcomed and educated by video. When asked how they feel companies could improve, 69% they felt they could have an onboarding video would be better. 50% of customers said they'd like to remain a customer if they had an effective onboarding process. I can go on. There's half a dozen more on their website. There are half a dozen more that you can find in the blog we wrote about this. But the point is, onboarding videos are important. And you can't, again, they're not going to keep the one. So what do you do? How do you make a generic onboarding video? First off, there should be some ratification right up front. When the person is reminded all the reasons they chose you to be their business partner. Again, you want to reinforce and ratify that. So give an overview of the company. Give the core values of the company and what differentiates you in the marketplace. This should be done in a few seconds. But that quick reminder will check off all those boxes. Oh yeah, okay, this was the right decision. I feel comfortable about this. Let's proceed. Confirmation. Why you cannot delineate the specific promises you made or your sales department made in that buyer's discussion with them. You can delineate and explain what you do for a client. Hey, you know what? This is our process. You asked me what our process is. Our onboarding process, how we go about, all the steps we take is the same no matter who you are. It doesn't change. We go through discovery and assessment process. We do the buyer persona process. We do all of these things. We do a buyer's journey report. All these things we do. Buyer insight report. It doesn't change no matter who you are. And you asked me to do an onboarding video. It's going to be the same across the board. How long is it going to take? It's going to be the same. It doesn't matter. It is the same. And you can provide that. It gives them confidence and assurance that they know what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Contacts. Who are they going to meet and speak to? I guarantee you over the course of their engagement, there could be people in customer service, maybe people in product, maybe people in design, maybe people in, it goes on and on and on, depending on your business. And wouldn't it be nice if they feel they got a connection, an inside track? Yes, it would be, because it's going to make them feel connected to you. So have each department head introduce their sections, who they are, how they're going to contribute. And here's some contact information from me as a department head. Here's my personal email, not business email, and here's my cell phone number. You can reach me directly by text or by phone. And give one other person who's going to be their liaison, the representative of that department, the same information. Let them speak very briefly. That's going to go a long, long way in helping you. A product overview. Again, have a quick product overview saying, hey, this is what we're going to do, this is our service. But speak to it in terms of benefits. Not we have these features. Not we're going to post 5 blogs every single month. They don't care. They care we're going to deliver you this many visitors every single month, this many MQLs, this many SQLs. They care about results. They care about what's in it for them or how you make them feel. Those are the key when the product overview should be about those benefits. Finally, the length of the video should be no more than 3 to 6 minutes, period. Finally, very quickly, frequently asked questions. Think of the 80% video, and everything I said over there applies for here. Everything. The only difference I want to say here is if you have a problem, the different people, sometimes I want to talk to a person, so you want to reduce that friction. I want to talk to you, make sure it happens. But sometimes I just want to check it out for myself. And when I do, it becomes more real because I figured it out. I figured out what it is. So, and also when you do an FAQ video, again, you have a lot more of them, a lot of different segments. Make sure you have a follow-up opportunity at the end. I always make this point. The purpose of this is anytime we capture the name of the person who wants the FAQ. Why? Because I want a person in that department to contact them afterwards, ask if the problem has been resolved. How have we communicated that information? Could we have done it better? So if you get their personal contact information, you can follow up, and boy, they're going to love you for it, I promise. Guys, that's my video for today. Tomorrow, we're going to probably finish up this topic. I've got some great topics for this week. I'm excited about this week because I'm already know what I'm going to create, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So make sure you come back. If you like, please follow, please like, please subscribe, please share. And if you have any questions about your business, be it videos, be it demand generation, whatever the case may be, we'd love to talk to you. Go to prevailmarketing.com, and we've got lots of contact points for you. Have a great night.